Sunday. I'm eating soup. It says it's soup, but the stock comes out really creamy and kind of thick, so it ends up being more like a stew. I just finished some intervals, and we're just going to do a really quick check-in because life is getting a little out of hand, and I had wanted to take you guys with me on what should have been like a nice, fun wellness meal prep day when I made that soup, which is very good. I think they're called Bad Manners now, but I have the original Thug Kitchen cookbook. It's their chickpea and dumpling soup. It's one of my favorites and one of my go-tos for fall and winter. Anyway, I want to take you guys through that with me, but life kind of got out of hand. So we're just going to do a really quick check-in. So things are hectic. Work is working. My husband, as of recording, does not have a scheduled surgery yet. And we don't know what his physical therapy schedule is going to look like for his Achilles. So right now we're just working with what we can work with. And just a quick update. I had wanted to draft out my own training plan for myself, but I've spent a lot of time this weekend kind of thinking about whether or not I'd be able to stick with that. And as much fun as I have with like making my own plans and my own trackers and things, I know that with everything else going on, if I have to also rely on myself for that, it's going to be a little too much. So I have decided to just full send use the Nike half marathon plan. I used the 5K one before the cruise just to kind of keep my running up and maintain it. And aside from when I got sick, it was a really good choice. I was only doing 3 runs. I did 1 recovery, 1 speed, and a long run. But I felt that it was helping me to build my base a little bit more. So now it's really time to start that training plan, and I think one of the things that I want to get really good at is running more. So there's 5 runs scheduled pretty much for every week. There is a speed run. No, sorry, there's 2 speed runs, 2 recovery runs, and then a long run. And I think if I truly use recovery runs as recovery runs and I don't exceed a very easy pace, I think that'll be okay and doable for me once I get through a couple weeks and a couple cycles. But I have also come to terms with something, and if you are a human who has menstruated and ever in your life, you know that sometimes cycles and hormones can really take it out of you. And while I know that there's a lot of different kind of aspects of self-care that impact that, I also know myself and know naturally when my energy level tanks. So I am going to be using a Nike training plan. If it's one of the 2 weeks pretty much in the middle of my cycle when I actually have energy, I'll be doing all 5 runs. That is the plan. And then I'll also be adding in a strength workout every week. I will be stretching before my runs again for sure. And then Tuesdays are still my rest days, and I'll probably do a little bit of hip mobility stuff, especially because I've been driving a lot more lately. So I'll be working that in, the strength, and then a little bit of daily mobility, plus the 5 runs. It will be a lot, but I think once I get through a couple weeks, I'll be good to go. And the only caveat is that if it's sort of like the back half, which is the very end of one cycle and the first 4 days of another, my energy is really low, and I know myself well enough to know that if I'm doing all 5 runs during that time, I'm going to burn myself out a lot faster. So I have opted to, if I'm within that area kind of my cycle, to remove one of the speed runs and replace it with a yoga workout. So those 2 weeks are a little bit calmer. So out of like a 4-week part of this training plan, I'll do, out of the 20 runs, hopefully 18. That is the plan, that is the goal. And depending on how I'm feeling, the strength workout during that phase might be body weight, might have weights, we'll see. That's right now, it's kind of like my go-between of, I want to do this training plan. I think this training plan is really good. I had success, and I've had success in the past with them before, but I need to make it something more consistent that I can adhere to. So I think allowing myself to remove a speed run pretty much half the time out of 14 weeks, maybe like 7. I think it'll help me to adjust and to meet the overall goal, because that's the idea, that we want to meet the overall goal. I don't really have any criteria for which speed drills, speed run, whatever I keep and which one I remove. Odds are I will probably look at the 2 of them and go, which one sounds the most fun or sounds the least like I want to die, and then I'll do that one. So if one of them just sounds like death and the other one is like, ooh, yes, this sounds really entertaining and enjoyable, we'll do the more enjoyable one, because I'll already be low energy. There's no need to also do something that will make me sad. But that's it. I'll be using that plan. I'll be adding in a strength workout every week, mobility probably every day with my runs, but then also yoga every couple of weeks. If I'm feeling up to it, I'll always add in a little bit more of like a mobility, yoga, Pilates, something like that on Tuesdays. Less for like a workout and more for a just kind of taking care of my body as a whole. But that's kind of it. We're gonna operate with those. I'm gonna try and get back into meal prepping on Sunday, so hopefully in a couple weeks, once we get into more of a groove, I can take you guys along with me for one of those. And that's it. That's all I got. That's my update for this week. Next week, what's next week? Wait. So next week, what we'll do is I'll give you guys an update. I'll probably take you guys along with me on the long run, let you guys know if my husband's had his surgery yet or if it's been scheduled, what our plan is going to look like moving forward, if I've had to make any modifications to this plan, and if not, maybe let you guys know what my set days are for what. And that's it. We're just trying to really get this half marathon training officially like really going. I've got, I want to like 95 days until my race. I want to wait, let me check. I'm so good. I have 95 days until my race, so that's not a lot of time. Like, it is a lot of time. I understand that that's 14 weeks. It's like 3.5, almost 4 months. But 95 days, I don't know, 95 days is only like 3 months. Okay, so here's the thing. It's only like 3 months, and that's 3 months to get myself to the point where I can go from running 3 or 4 miles to running 13. And that sounds really like a lot. It sounds like a lot. So wish me luck. I'll check in with you guys next week, give you a little update on like how that's going, and then we'll go from there.